What's up, everybody? It's Legal Tender. I'm back in the building. I'm back in the vote. I pulled out some notes to make a new video. As always, I want to start off by thanking everybody for supporting the channel. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. We are currently at over 300 subscribers. So let's keep that number climbing. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for the support. If you're a fan of numismatics, if you're a fan of paper currency, if you're just getting into the hobby, stay rocking with me. Stay rocking with the channel. Every Tuesday is Legal Tender Tuesday, and I'll be making a new episode every week speaking about something new, different, or interesting within the field of numismatics. If you have any questions, comments, or input, put it down in the comments section. I read everything and I respond back as soon as possible throughout the video. If I say something that isn't 100% accurate or it's a little different from what you know, let me know via the comments. I'll go back, hit the books, and make sure I got the right information moving forward. All right, so with that being said, let's get into today's episode. All right, so the notes that I pulled out today, I'm happy to say are a new addition to the collection. And I'm happy to say that I have I'm gonna just say I could close out this particular series. By that, I mean I got every note within that series year. And what I'm speaking about are these notes right here. So I got a 1935 Series G, and I'll be speaking about the literature on the note. And by literature, I mean I got the note that has the phrase "In God We Trust" and without the phrase "In God We Trust." All right, so both notes are, as you can see, series year 1935G, and one with the model and one without the model. As you can see, you can tell the currency type up top and by the color of the serial number and treasury seal, both note civil certificates. So that's what I'll be speaking about today. Notes with and without the model. So let's get it. All right, so we got the phrase "In God We Trust." This phrase is the official motto of the United States. It was first adopted by U.S. Congress in 1956, replacing the phrase "E pluribus unum." Zoom in a little bit. All right, so right here, "E pluribus unum." And that translated is "out of many, one." And it could be interpreted as saying "out of many colonies come one nation," or "out of many states come one nation." Because this phrase came into play way back in the early developmental stages of not only U.S. currency, but our nation as a whole. So "out of many come one." And that is on the back. And it has been, and it was also the de facto model since the initial design of the Great Seal of the United States. So the Great Seal is kind of like the entirety of the reverse side of the note. The Great Seal comprises of this design as well as this design. So both of these make up the Great Seal of the United States. All right, so the phrase was first printed, excuse me. The phrase was not printed on paper currency until 1957. A law passed in July 1955 by a joint resolution of the 84th Congress and approved by President Dwight Eisenhower, which required that the phrase "In God We Trust" appear on all American currency. 2 years later, the phrase was used on paper money for the first time. It first appeared on the updated $1 silver certificate that entered circulation on October 1st, 1957. The 84th Congress later passed the legislation, also signed by then President Eisenhower, on July 30th, 1956, declaring that the phrase also be the national motto. All right, so like I said, it made its first debut on paper currency on October 1st, 1957. And that's what we got. So I'm gonna zoom out for a second. Now, I got an episode where I spoke about series year changes and what constitutes a change of a series year or the addition to a series year, like the suffix letter. And this G serves as an example of a suffix letter. So now, when there is a change to the design or the creation of a note, a suffix letter is added to the end of the series year. Now, depending on if it's a major or minor change, a new series year could be created. An example of that would be the notes that we have today. You have series year 2017 and 2017 alpha. And the reason that there's an alpha is because the creation of the note or the ink change. And that's where that suffix letter A comes into play with the 2017 A series. So speaking about the model on the back. All right, so one notable exception was the series year 1935G, the $1 silver certificate, which included notes both with and without the motto "In God We Trust" on the reverse. The 1935 series silver certificate lasted all the way up through suffix letter H, after which a new printing process began, the 1957 series. In some cases, printing plates were used until they wore out, even though newer ones were also produced in notes. So the sequencing of signatures may not always be chronological. Some of the 1935 dated $1 certificates were issued as late as 1963. So like I said, we got the 1935 series G right here on both notes. And this series year is an oddity because we got one without the model and then we have one with the model, both 1935 Gs. And the 1935 series went all the way up to 1935 H. So the 1935 series is an oddity. And like I said on my previous episode, the series year that you can find right there, the series year is not the year the note was printed. It's the year the design was approved. That's what I learned through my research and knowledge. But if you got something different, let me know, because it's funny how the 1957 series came into play after the model was added to the 1935 G series. So you would think that it would go 1935 G, then 1957, but there was an H suffix thrown into the 1935 series as well. And I'm pretty sure there's someone that's smarter than me that could tell me why via the comments. AP, I'm looking at you. All right, so the series of 1935 $1 silver certificate was America's last banknote without the motto "In God We Trust." When the design change, when the design change was made with the addition of the motto on the back, the series year changed from 1935, the last one was H, to 1957. So again, man, the 1935 series to me is an oddity. And I can finally say I'm really, really happy to say that I got all notes in series years that was printed from 1935. I even got a 1935. I didn't have it at first. I had an A, and I went all the way up to H, and I didn't have the Godless note. But now I got them all. I got a 1935 all the way up to a 1935H, and both with and without the motto. So really pumped about that. All right, so the little fun facts for the day. So the fun fact for these notes are the motto "In God We Trust" was first, the motto "In God We Trust" first appeared on paper money in the year 1957 on the reverse of the $1 silver certificate. Now, I said it first appeared in the year 1957, but with the series year 1935 G. And also the 1935 G series is the first and last series year that has the motto "In God We Trust" on it. So the series year 1935 G silver certificate was America's first and last banknote without the motto and with the motto "In God We Trust." So that's what we got. I'm really, really happy that I got these notes once I found out about the godless note in the series here. It's easy to get. Like, I've got a lot of notes. I ain't gonna say a lot of notes, but I got a couple of notes of silver certificates that are not that are without the motto "In God We Trust." But I never had the 1935 G series. Once I found out about them, I'm like, no what? I'm finna try to get these. And I'm really glad that I got them. So, all right. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's build the channel a little bit more. Share, please. But that's all we got for this one. All right. Till next time, keep it legal, keep it tender. Talk to you soon.